Yep. Yeah, that's what it is. And when Ben Tyler brought this in today, every woman on our staff left and took a break, said, I'll be back later on after the show. Look out, I'm coming to get you. Ben, you've done it again.
Well, you know, what I wanted to say, Pat, is they say the camera adds 10 pounds, and I think that this is just about right on the money.
Either that or Irish. Listen.
It's the wrong color.
All right. You've got 2 men, 2 plays.
Yes.
1 evening.
Yes.
Why?
Well, Actors Theater, Matthew Winter, the artistic director, managing director of Actors Theater.
One of the best.
One of the best. Decided that this summer they were going to do something a little different, and they are doing 11 different productions, 45 performances of 11 different productions over the summer at the Black Theater Troupe space, which is over on East Washington. The Helen K. Mason, I think, is the actual name of it. But anyway, so they're doing these 2 plays, the book club and the cottage, and then they have all these other days that they wanted to fill up with other performances. So they contacted some of the best actors in town and found that a lot of us have either one-man shows or cabaret-style musical things that can be done. And so he called myself and my partner David Barker. And David is a professor at ASU, teaches theater. And we have these 2 shows, Dodging Bullets and my play, which is called The Sperm of 10 Men.
All right.
It's a catchy title.
We're going to be talking about the individual plays.
Yeah.
But let's acknowledge, for those of you who just got here from Fresno, when they looked in the category, give me best actors in town, Ben Tyler's name came up. Give me best playwrights in town, Ben Tyler's name came up. Director, playwright, and often does biographical pieces. Goldwater.
Yes.
The conservative play.
Uh-huh.
The less than conservative play, Wallace and Ladd.
That was far less than conservative, yes.
And now this is about you.
This is the first thing I've ever written for myself. And what's really cool about both of these plays is they're both autobiographical. David's play is Dodging Bullets, is based on an experience he had where his brother-in-law literally tried to kill him with a handgun. My play is based on my brother asking me to be a sperm donor for he and his wife.
Which is the more dangerous of the 2?
That's a toss-up. I don't know. But the thing was, my brother, when he was very young, got a vasectomy. My mother warned him, "You'll change your mind." And he didn't listen to my mother. And as Mark Twain says, the older I got, the smarter my mother got. So he came to me and said, would you be interested in doing this? And so it is my adventures as being a sperm donor, which I think not many people know about. I certainly didn't know what I was getting into when I said yes.
It could be either a comedy or a drama, probably not a musical.
Well, you know, I think anything can be a musical. If they made a musical out of Rocky, for God's sake, anything can be a musical. But you know, these 2 plays, the Dodging Bullets and The Sperm of 10 Men, they are about more than the story. And if we've managed to boil it down into just a couple of words, Dodging Bullets is about forgiveness. That David actually had to forgive his brother-in-law for what happened. In my case, it's all about permanence.
In what capacity?
My brother's a sculptor. I work in the theater. And when you think about those 2 art forms, they're dramatically different. A play has a lifespan of weeks, months maybe. This, you know, I said to him, well, this stuff lasts forever. He says, no, it doesn't. There's no such thing as permanence. That's what got me into thinking about this.
You and I have known one another for about 160 years. I believe the Ho-Ho-Coms were leaving just about the same time
that we got
acquainted.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever asked you this.
Yeah.
First of all, this is the first time I ever knew about the sperm donation.
Well, it's not something I really shared with a lot of people.
Well, you are going to.
I am now. Yes.
I mean, if we can, in fact, sculpt a bronze of one's little swimmer.
It's steel, technically.
Did it work? That's the question.
I can't tell you that because that's really the payoff, not the money shot, the payoff in the story. And you know, I got to tell you something. I learned so much about reproductive systems and things like that The average human sperm cell is 0.05 milliliters long. So if everything else was to scale, boy howdy.
What a fascinating. I mean, there have been plays about vibrators. There have been an
The
enormous
Actors
number
Theater
of
did that play, as a matter of fact.
enormous number of plays about cross-dressing, cross-genders, and so on. This is the first one that I have heard about sperm donations, but I'm going to come see it. When?
That would be Wednesday, July 30th at 7 p.m. This is a one-off, so we're only doing it one time this time around. But I'm hoping that we'll find a venue that we could maybe run it longer. David's play is tremendous. These work really well together. The reason we paired them together is because they're each about an hour long. And you can't really just do a 1 hour thing and call it an evening. So we put these together. David came up with the name Two Shots. My original title was Projectiles, but he didn't like that. So we went with Two Shots.
By the way, I have heard David tell the story.
Yeah.
Not the entire play, but I've heard him tell the story about that experience in his life. It is chilling.
It really was. And, you know, I remember right after it happened, he called me and told me, and I was just speechless. You know. The other fascinating thing about this to me is that we direct each other's plays. I directed Dodging Bullets. He directed The Sperm of 10 Men. And so then we, wrote and performed them together.
We have 27 seconds for you to talk about this Arizona Foundation.
The Arizona Centennial Theater Foundation, of which I might add Pat is a new board member and coming to our first board meeting this afternoon.
I'll then decide whether
and then he'll decide if he's going to stay on. We are creating a new body of Arizona-centric theater. Plays that are about Arizona some way, somehow. Not necessarily cowboys and Indians, because that's what everybody thinks of to begin with. But in my instance, Pat, you just mentioned the two of them, Barry Goldwater, Wallace and Ladmo, and Escape from Papago Park, which I'm hoping we're going to be able to do this winter. Those are a POW escape, a kids' television show, and a political statesman. Dramatically different topics, but all have Arizona in common.
When the director tells you you have 27 seconds to get off stage,
yes,
do you continue on like this into the next program? Because
it's possible.
They're playing the song.
Okay.
Wednesday night.
Yes.
Black Theater.
7 o'clock.
Okay. This is Pat McMahon. Look out.